this is going to be a review of the Dboys RK-01. First of all, I have painted the handguard black from their original fake wood. Let's start with the construction of the gun. First of all, we have a steel stock with a steel rear sling point which swivels. Then we have a steel dust cover and dust cover pin, a steel body, a steel selector plate, steel trigger guard, metal trigger, metal charging handle but not steel, metal rear sight post, metal block there, a plastic grips, steel end caps for them, obviously steel front cap as well, steel bottom cap, steel front sight, steel outer barrel, a steel AK flash hider, which is quite thick steel. It's quite heavy compared to my Cyma version. This is a lot heavier because the steel's all the way thick, it's not hollow, so it's really nice. And then we have obviously a plastic pistol grip as well as a plastic magazine. The gun comes with this magazine. This is a high cap. It's got quite a nice kind of baker-like finish. It's different kind of colour to the JG and Battle Axe bakelite mags I have, but they all look nice, so it's good. It also came with a sling. I don't know where the sling is, but it's quite nice. It's quite a thick material. It's got those steel sling points at the end, but the sling points are basically just a folded sheet of steel. It's not an actual hinge joint, so it's a bit, I can't get it to fit on anything. I can't even get to clip on the sling point, so it's a little bit difficult to use, but it does look quite nice. Let's go to the other side of the gun, where I forgot to mention we also have a steel sight mount and also a steel front sling point. The gun fires in safe, semi and full auto, safe being at the top, full auto being in the middle and semi-automatic being at the bottom. I have changed a few things about the gun. One is the pin that holds in the fire selector. It was originally like a big screw that looked like a cap, but my selector plate was a bit loose and it was really difficult to tighten, so I replaced it with a washer and a Allen screw. Another problem I had with the selector plate is that the grooves for the selections weren't very deep, so they kind of glided over them. So I dremeled the holes a little bit deeper, and that's helped a little bit. As well as the mag release, the top of the catch where it hooks onto the back of the magazine there was curved, as well as being incredibly stiff, so it was very difficult to fit my magazines in. Most of my mags wouldn't fit. And you can see it's a lot more easy now. However, there's still a bit of a grinding click at the end, but that's just the normal magazine click, so it's alright. First of all, I'm going to remove the flash hider, which first of all you have to twist the upper part, which is the blue portion, off, which is you twist it counterclockwise after pulling in the pin. There's a little pin on the front of the trigger, which goes front of the front sight, which goes into this little groove here, and you have to pull the pin out and then you can twist it, and then you can twist the end off, which will reveal the adapter, which has a small screw just here, which you'll need to remove in order to take it off of the gun. So once you've done that, you can put on other flash hiders, such as this ACM Shark flash hider, which I'm going to put on, which is quite nice. It's one of my favourite flash hiders. It fits on quite nicely. The gun fires at approximately 330 feet per second, and that's quite nice, but also you can't quite see, but you see there's a little hole just at the back, obviously the spring guide goes. Once you lift up the gearbox slightly, you can slide an Allen key down there, and you can tighten and loosen the spring guide, which sounds like it would do nothing, but that actually pushes the bearing on the back of the spring guide forwards, so you can effectively adjust the FPS up and down, and you can actually move it quite far forwards, for about 1.5 centimeters, so you can potentially adjust the gun from 330 FPS possibly up to about 370 if you wish to, which is quite useful, as say if your gun's 5 over the limit, you can simply take out a few pins, undo the screw a bit, and then you'll be below the sight limit, which is quite good and quite handy. Or you can potentially up it slightly to get up to closer to 350, but it's not a big issue as you're most likely to be using this gun for CQB, so having that extra 20 FPS doesn't make that much of a difference. The handguards are quite nice, they feel quite sturdy, apart from also being painted black rather than being wood, but they are quite nice. The top handguard does seem to twist a little bit, just side to side like that. Just a little bit irritating, but it's not the end of the world. It just bugs me a little bit. The gun is wired to the top under the dust cover. As you can see, is nice and ribbed, and as well as having a rear sight on it. You can simply push the pin at the back, and it hinges up. It doesn't come off. It simply hinges up. When you have the dust cover up, you can pull out the top handguard, but there's not really that point. Inside, you'll find a fuse, which is the blade type. This is large, not small, as well as the battery connector at the back. They're normally wired to Mini Tamiya, but I've changed mine to Deans, as I quite like Deans. The gun actually comes with a 9.6 volt stick NIM battery, which fits nicely down the gun, as you can actually stick batteries all the way down to the front handguard, so you can get a really nice long battery in there, which is quite good. And it allows you to potentially have, if you have a LiPo battery, you can have one plugged in, another one stored at back there, so if it runs out you can simply change them pretty quickly, which is quite nice. Additionally, to get to the hop up, you obviously pull the charging handle back. The charging handle goes quite far. That's with the safety on, so you can see. If I adjust it slightly, so you can pull the charging handle all the way back, it goes all the way back to there, and you can lock it by pushing up the safety to the selector plate so it holds it in place. Then you can adjust your hop up back and forward. Obviously all the way back from the most top, the front is for no hop. You can see the hop up chamber, which is clear, and also the brass inner barrel, which is quite nice. However, my inner barrel seems to be able to twist, as the little cap, I guess you can, the little clip that holds it in seems to twist, so I could potentially twist the inner barrel, which is not the best, but at the moment it's fine. I just need to sort that out. That's a quite nice click bit. However, it's quite wobbly. Back and forth, it wobbles quite a lot. Which, again, it isn't much of an issue, it's just a little bit annoying. Overall, it's quite a good gun. The rate of fire is quite decent. The internals, I have a separate video that goes over the internals, and I go over the spring guide and that, and it's quite good. Most of the internals are nice. I've changed some of them because I want a bit of a better trigger response and a bit of high speed. But all in all, the internal parts are pretty good, and I haven't changed most of them. Most of them are still the same. I've simply changed piston head, motor, gears, stuff like that. But a lot of the parts I've kept the same because they're pretty good. Anyway, that's been my review of the Dboys RK-01 AK replica, and thank you for watching. With the AK, you can see it has the nice skeleton stock, which is foldable. You simply click the button on the left hand side, which allows you to fold the stock in, giving you a much more compact gun. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. You can potentially use that for CQB, or if you're storing it, it's a lot easier. To release it, you have to pull back the catch, and then you can fold the stock out again. So it's not too difficult, but it's not quite as easy as my Cyma CM47, but that's just because of the different styles of stocks. Obviously you can't have a button release on this one. Additionally, with the skeleton stock, you can fit on the big rubber pads that go on the back, such as this one. but it's a little bit wobbly. It allows the gun to be a bit more comfortable whilst you're holding it. Although it does look a little bit funny, and it stops you from folding the stock completely. But all in all, it is a lot more comfortable to hold. So say if you're not wearing a plate carrier or something thick on your shoulders, it can make it a lot more comfortable to hold. All in all, the Dboys RK-01 is quite a good replica. There are a few little issues with it, but none of them are major. The most annoying one for me personally is to do with the magazine, and that's not the fault of the gun, it's the fault of the design. And because obviously you can see this hole, you can see the hop up and the fuse. When you try to put the magazine in, if you hook it in too much, you hook it in the wrong place and you can't fit in. As you can see, there's the two little notches just here. Just to get it in there, in between the top, this one there. So if you hook it in too much, it goes underneath this one, and then you can't actually click the mag in, which is a little bit irritating. So you have to hook it in between the two. Which, you know, if you're sitting around concentrating on it, it's fine. But when you're in the middle of a game, I have managed to bodge up the reload a couple of times. That's been a bit irritating, but it's not that much of an issue. I mean, you could easily just practice reloading a bit more and you'd be fine with it, or just put in like a little blocker there, but I mean, it's not much of an issue. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. This has been the Dboys RK-01, and thanks for watching.